only made one bad decision at 19!
2 bad decisions!
Hey everyone, welcome back to Two Bad Decisions.
I'm Laura.
I'm Han.
And today we have a special guest,
Woo!
Will.
It's also Halloween. Not
Yeah,
really,
we're
but-
all dressed up. And we're going to be talking about Midsommar and Hereditary and like comparing them and shit. So,
Exactly.
fit check?
Fit check? Wait, hold up. So hi Will.
Hi, how are you guys?
How are we? So Will and I are friends from high school. And I don't know. Did I just force you guys to meet each other? Like, what did I do? Like, I don't.
So actually, we met in middle school.
Oh yeah,
we did.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, Laura went to our middle school also. So we're all actually longtime friends.
Mm-hmm. Me and Will actually dated.
We did for
very
he was
short.
My first kiss.
Good 3 months.
Yeah, just like
I was straight,
Yeah. So that's how they know each other. I recall there being like a little bit of drama. Am I right?
Yeah. He broke my heart, so.
Yeah, it's a sore subject
I'm
still.
Sorry that I was gay.
Well, no.
My father's a priest. He could have helped you.
Let me help you, Will, please.
We can still make it work.
Help me help you.
In an alternate universe, just Laura met through Hannah because of a certain school in New York, and they,
Yeah. Anyways, that's just like a little intro. But yeah, getting back to the fit check, Halloween
rough intro.
fit check. I know the way that we just went off the rails. Okay, but Halloween fit check, everybody. Who would like to go first?
I will go. I have wings. That's my ridiculous thing for this podcast. Yeah, that's it.
You're just like an angel.
A pretty angel, so pretty.
Love it. What about you, Will?
I remember you telling me that we had to dress spooky 10 minutes before we had to hop onto the Zoom call. So I just pulled out my sister's nearest eyeshadow palette and just went to town, and I have fake blood from my drama performance. So I was like,
amazing. So we have a bloody nose going on, and it's
bloody nose, bloody mouth, bloody eye.
Bloody mouth, yeah.
We love it.
Beautiful. I'm not really serving any sort of costume purposes right now, but I don't wear makeup. Therefore, when I wear makeup, it means it's a costume. It is for something. I don't just casually wear makeup. So I was like, I'm going to wear orange. And then I just showed up here today, and that's my fit check. I have nothing to offer you, honestly. But yeah, fit check complete. I think we should talk about this week. We decided to rewatch the movies together, and we did do that for Hereditary. However,
something happened.
Don't expose me like this on the podcast. I had a long day. I didn't sleep the night before. And we decided, we're gonna watch Midsommar. We were FaceTiming, and at one point my phone was almost dead. So I'm like, I'm gonna, plug into the wall. You guys can go sit in the corner. And I realized you can't see me, so it's not a big deal. It's not rude if I close my eyes. I just passed out.
Moment of rest, amongst the chaos. No, dude, you answered the FaceTime call and I was like, oh, this bitch is sleepy. I was like, she's gonna fall asleep. And then lo and behold,
But it was really cute because they checked on me throughout the night to say hi and to see how long I would let the FaceTime call go.
I know, it was 1 a.m. and then I was like, it was just a pitch black, but I could hear a fan going or something in the background. I was like, okay.
No, I literally went in several times and I spoke to you. I spoke to your unconscious body. No, I'm not even joking. I wish I was being cute and funny right now, but I literally was talking to you and I was like, this is that episode of Hannah Montana where Oliver is gonna confess that he loves Lily and then he practices on Miley in the hospital and he's like, I love you. And then Miley's like, "You cheater. You're betraying Lily." But he was like, "No. I was practicing so I could tell Lily." Um but that's what I was doing. That's exactly what I was doing.
Amazing.
That's exactly it.
That's exactly it. Yeah. Will, I think you like went in and you played a little something for lore.
I went on YouTube.com, as we all do,
hmm
and I typed in iPhone alarms, and then I tried to play it. I played it for like a good like minute, but it didn't happen. It
It
didn't
didn't
happen.
wake me
It wasn't in the cards.
out.
I think I heard like you going like, like that was it.
Just like a little, no.
I didn't even register like ending the FaceTime call either. Like I don't know, because when I woke up, I don't think it was there.
Oh yeah.
I had to have ended it at some point. Like
Dude, I don't. So
Wasn't me.
it was not me. No,
That's
yeah.
girl.
I was last night was weird, dude. I was like I'm lonely. I go on the FaceTime call and I just sleep with Laura. I was like, we're gonna sleep together. Like, why did and I woke up and I was like, why did I do that? It was like 2 a.m. and I made that decision. So
that's so cute though. I love that. You guys like checked in.
I know. We just wanted to make sure you were like alive. Because you like fell asleep. I think like halfway, like right after the halfway point of the
Yeah.
movie. So like
At what point did you realize? Like
I think I realized by the sex ritual.
when we were screaming about, and I was like, she's not awake. Like I can just tell. Like,
like I was dead silent. Amazing.
Like Maya was like, I can feel the baby, and like me and like Hannah were like,
we
laughing
were
our asses off.
no, yeah. Oh, I wish we would have recorded it. It was so funny.
And just me being like passed.
We were just like, but yeah.
Yeah.
Either she
Um,
really don't like this movie, or
Yeah.
I just really hated you guys in that moment.
you were mad at us. In that moment you decided you were like, ugh. Remember when Will broke my heart and then gave us the
Yeah.
silent treatment for the rest of the night?
Remember when Han stole my man? Well, it rhymed.
When I took him from you, like
Yeah, because I wasn't emotionally available enough and you could provide that and I couldn't.
So we're all crying. You look like you were gonna cry. We're all sobbing.
whoa.
We fight right now. Let's have a fight.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, that was our experience this week. So we rewatched to like refresh our memories. And I don't know, did we have any good stories from the first time that we watched? Because this is like all of our like second or third or something like that. And so like the shock factor wore off a little bit for sure this time. But yeah, what was your guys' like first experiences watching?
I didn't see Hereditary actually until like a couple months ago. It was like I was bored, in quarantine, and I was like, oh, Hereditary's on Amazon Prime. Let me watch it. Like I know like of it and like it's like meminess and just like Tony Collette's the famous monologue by Miss Tony Fee Collette.
Miss Tony.
But yeah, that was like Hereditary was kind of boring. Like watching it. Well, no, the movie wasn't boring, but like just like my experience watching it was boring because like I was just like in my bed alone. But I did see Midsommar in theaters when it came out. I was working at cinemas. I don't want to get myself exposed here, but I was working at a movie theater, the one that's like in my town, and it was like one of like the first movies that was like out when I saw it when I was like starting working there. And so I brought my friend Ellie, and we just we went and saw it because we were like, we know it's gonna be like batshit crazy. Wait, sorry, can I curse on? I'm so
yes,
yeah,
absolutely, you can. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. So, all right, great.
I'll handle that in post. Don't even worry about it.
I brought my friend Ellie, and like we knew that it was gonna be crazy because like I think you told me about it, Hannah, like how you saw it. I was like, oh, I kind of want to watch it. I didn't know it was gonna be that crazy. There's like a decent amount of people in the theater too. Like the theater was like halfway full, I think. And like all of us like at like certain parts where we were just like looking at each other, like we didn't like we were strangers. We were brothers after the movie. Like we were just like looking at each other like
no, yeah.
crazy, but I loved it.
Yeah, dude, me too. That was similar to my experience. I don't know what I was going through that day, but I was like, I'm gonna go see it by myself in the middle of the day. And I went to like some 2 p.m. showing of it, and it was like me and two other guys in the theater. Like there were three of us, and we were all like, but I think we were all there separately. So you just hear like, and we're all like glancing around at each other because we are like, wait, what's happening? And yeah, I left and I was so disturbed, and I sat in my car for like 30 minutes after, unable to drive because I was like, what did I just watch? What was that? But yeah, that was my experience with Hereditary. I think the first time I watched it was with Lauren, or no, Laura. It was no. That was my first time seeing Hereditary. It was with you and Hannah.
So my first time watching both was with Han, and then Hannah was there for Hereditary.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, me and Han had a sleepover, and it was spring semester when we were like a little bit lonely, so we just relied on each other for attention.
Uh-huh.
And we were having a sleepover. Han was trying to explain like the symbolism afterwards. And it was like 4 a.m. at this point. And I was like, I feel so sick right now.
You just like were not processing a single thing I said. You
Mhm.
were just like, I feel like throwing up. And I was like, but it's like symbolism. What do you mean? Because I had already seen it at that point, so I wasn't as shocked as you.
Yeah, I remember like you were trying to like explain to me like, oh, it's like all like a metaphor for a breakup. And I was like, but she burnt him alive inside a bear. Like,
What do you mean?
I was like, I feel like there was an easier way.
Like we got along differently.
Yeah, like I don't
I was
know.
like, I don't know that I got the same thing you got from it. But now I get it. But like it took me
Yeah.
so long.
It's so funny. But yeah, so hopping right in, are there any similarities that we would like to discuss? I think the most obvious one is like the portrayal of grief in both is pretty similar. I'm thinking of like Tony Collette like heave sobbing on the floor like in their bedroom when they like found out that Charlie, is her name Charlie?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, when she's like decapitated in the back seat. And then also like, the famous Florence Pugh like scream crying with like 15 other white women, and they're all like, ah!
Like also another crying like at the beginning when she finds out when her like sister is dead.
Mm,
Like
Mhm.
like when she's like on the couch with her boyfriend. We will get to him later.
mm.
But anyways, yeah, like that was like a huge similarity for me, like with like the grief. It was like just vehement, like just crying, crazy, just like raw, like emotion.
Yeah, like nothing, there's like nothing pretty about it, like the way that they cry
They
in those
were,
movies.
yeah, they were not afraid of looking ugly when crying.
Yeah.
Dude, this is ridiculous because you guys are like talking about like film, and I'm gonna compare it to Pretty Little Liars.
A cinematic
Hated it.
parallel.
You know how they're always like, and that was like their breakdown. Like they just wipe a single tear away.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, oh, like they actually like cry in this one. Like women aren't just like
Yeah, and
can't
like that's it.
process it. Like,
Uh-huh.
but yeah, as anyone listening could tell, I'm not a film critic. But I was like, "Ee, she's crying out here.
She do be crying, yeah.
She'd be crying."
The next point you like added this, Will. We're looking at a Google Doc. You said like type of horror movie. What do you mean by that?
So when I said type of horror movie, usually like for like the past like 10 years or so, or like more like 20 years, so it's like early 2000s,
Mhm.
like horror has been like really kind of like stagnant in like a way. It was always like either like a sequel or a remake or just like another shitty like supernatural movie. But like I really think that like Hereditary kind of like made like horror kind of like like artsy again in a way.
Mhm.
Made it like very like this like horror can be cinema because like I've always been like a strong believer that horror is about like horror movies are like valued cinema. Like it's like always like super great. Like I love like the classics and all that stuff like Texas Chainsaw, Halloween, Friday the 13th, all that shit.
Mhm.
But it's like really like brought like a sort of like cool like psychological horror thing to it, and I think it really like stood out because like I remember like before Hereditary it's always like Happy Death Day 2, like happy, you know, like that. Have you seen that
Yeah.
one? Oh,
No, but
Like
that
it. Oh, wait, that's not my mic.
the way- you're like,
yes.
I liked it a little bit.
I,
I like
mhm.
superficial, like dummy shit though. Like that's for me.
Yeah,
I
don't
like
get me
that.
wrong, I like the dumb shit too. Like I love
Mhm.
like any like stupid movie as much as the next, but like
Mhm.
it's like it made like especially with like Hereditary, like it made it like known that like they wanted to they should have gotten awards for it. Like I'm sorry,
Mhm.
Toni Collette was snubbed.
No, yeah. Dude, that's what I think about because it's like it's not that like dummy dumb movies aren't good, but like it's more that like too many of those were put out like as horror movies and then it like messed up like how people look at the genre because like when I think of horror, I think of so many shitty movies, dude. Like there's so many bad ones. Like they're just heavily reliant on like only jump scares and it's like not even like a good jump scare and like but yeah, this is like I think they brought back the whole like actually horrifying horror movies because it got so tired, I think, for a little bit.
And the thing is too, like there aren't many jump scares in either of the movies, in Hereditary or Midsummer. Like the only like true like jump scare I think like in Midsummer is like the one when she's in like that bathroom in the beginning when she's tripping like really hard.
Mm-hmm.
And also like another one like in Hereditary when like the mom like jumps out of the corner.
Oh yeah, when she's like floating and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
The bitch was swimming.
yeah.
Hereditary.
Miss Ma'am was. No, yeah, but this is like yeah. So like these two are like heavily reliant on like you putting all of the like the anxiety into it. Like it's not so reliant on like okay, loud music and then like a jump scare, some like bang, and then you're scared because it was quiet, right? And that's like a lot more refreshing because you're just like on I remember the first time I watched, you're just like on the edge of your seat for a lot of it. And it's like but it's like mostly in your own head because a lot of the time nothing even happens,
Exactly.
which is great. But yeah. Also there's like similarities in loss, right? There's a lot of like death and specifically like losing family members, which is
Right.
interesting. Yeah, those are some like basic similarities that I can think about. But what I think is really interesting is like what lies like in the differences between them.
The thing that I think what really shook people like at first when they saw Midsummer was like how bright and cheery it looks on like the outside. Like if you like walked into like the movie theater like at like any point in the movie really, and like except for like maybe like the beginning, and you
Hmm.
just see it, you wouldn't really think it's a horror movie because like everyone's dressed in these like bright white colors and and like they're like prancing in these like green fields and you know all that stuff, and so it's just like really like it's a very different way of horror because like we always like attribute horror to like dark aesthetics, dark colors, dark
Yeah.
just darkness in general. Um,
Yeah, and I think Hereditary falls more into like the classic like horror look of things.
which doesn't necessarily
Sorry.
at all. No, you're wow, someone's interrupting.
I see someone has something to say.
Me.
Hi. No, yeah. But yeah, they just like look so vastly different. And Hereditary is more of like I would consider Hereditary to be more of like a classic horror film. I think what I like about Midsummer is that it like redefines like what we consider as horror.
That's why I was like able to watch it because after you showed me Hereditary, I was like, I'm never watching a horror movie again. I get like easily scared, so I was like, mm-mm, no, ma'am, not
No,
gonna watch
ma'am.
another one. And you were like, no, it's like it's shot mostly in the daytime. I'm like, all right, I'll do it. Like it's if it's shot in I feel like it makes it more like digestible too because again, I'm not a big like horror movie person, so like it helped me. I was like, I can do it. I can watch
Mhm.
it for some reason. If bad things are happening like in the daytime, I'm like, no, it's fine. It's
Yeah.
all good.
Yeah, and then I think it like challenges the filmmaker to like find new ways to scare the shit out of people because well, I don't know. I don't even know that Midsummer is scary per se. It's more like disturbing.
right.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I don't even know that it's scary, but he finds like new ways to make something horrifying, like when you're not having like the crutch of like, oh, it's dark, like of course it's scary. And then like in terms of visuals, I think there's just like there's no like argument to be had because it's just like of course Midsummer has like crazier visuals just of like how it's in the daytime in the like in Sweden, like in some like field somewhere, you know, like it just I think for me it like wins visually.
I'd agree. I do really like the like miniatures in Hereditary though. Like
Mm.
I know they're like symbolism and whatever, but I just like looking at them. Like I think they're just pretty.
They're really pretty. I know. Like I was like, you go, Tony. You make those.
Mhm.
Make that little.
Yeah,
Miniature.
you make that time.
Oh,
Oh my god, when she works in the tiny chairs and she's like,
oh, and she like,
And then she like presses that one.
it breaks.
and she made like the miniature of like her daughter's like death.
Oh my god, I was like, ma'am, are you okay? Like that's so fucked up. Like,
And,
First
like,
of all, how long do we think that took her?
I can't believe she like made like the tiny head. I was like, oh my god. I think also visually, I think it's cool because of how we see like the little dollhouse stuff or like the little miniatures in Hereditary. And then they have those shots where like they film it, like they look like little tiny, like the very beginning, you know how like when it's like in his bedroom and he looks so tiny, like little doll, because
like
he's
the cinematography. Like I don't want to talk too much about cinematography because I know that like the fake cinematography, like I hate like I don't know sometimes like people like on Twitter just like go off about like cinematography when it's really just, like CGI. Like they're like, oh my god, Avengers Infinity War best.
they're like best cinematography. I'm like, okay.
No, but like truly like the cinematography and like both, and I feel like there's like some interesting like similarities with like the weird like kind of like panning of like
Mm-hmm.
moving of like the camera. It's very interesting, and like I noticed it in both like where there's like this one shot when they're like upside down or like they're like right side up and then they like flip it upside down once they like go underneath like
Mm-hmm. When they're driving.
yeah, like when they were driving to the place in Midsummer.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed it too when Annie, Toni Collette's character, was going to Joan's apartment when she found out she was like something's up with Miss
Something's
Joan.
up with Miss Joan. Yeah, that there was like a really fast one where like she walked under and it like followed her
Yeah,
hella
I
fast.
was like,
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, I don't know which one wins for me. Like in terms of how it's shot, I think they're both pretty even.
I just love like those like dollhouse shots though.
I know there were so many. I actually kind of think like if we're talking about how it is filmed, like I think visually, like aesthetically, Midsummer 100%. I think the way that it's shot, I would say Hereditary, to
I
be
would say
honest.
Hereditary too.
Okay, I think story-wise, I like Hereditary. I think.
I like Midsummer because I like cult shit. I feel like I'm so susceptible to a cult. So like Midsummer like really appealed to me. Like as we're watching like that like dinner scene, I'm like, oh, like I wanna have dinner with people.
Wait, which dinner scene? Like the dinner scene in?
No, not the period blood one.
Oh.
Oh,
No, the way I was
I think it was the
disappointed.
first one before they went and jumped off the ledge.
Oh yeah.
that one.
No, yeah, with all the
Like-
little tables and shit. Like, yeah,
Like
no,
we
like
all wear white and have nice food that we make by ourselves.
Yo,
Sounds
vibes.
great. Count me in.
No,
real
yeah,
cottage
dude.
core, real cottage core aesthetic there.
I know. I was like, wow, that's like so cute. Your frock is so cute. Where'd you get it? Like, so just to shift things over, I think that we should rank the characters based on how much we would like to punch them. I would like to send Christian from Midsummer to the top of the list. I would like to punch that man.
I would second that.
I
Yeah,
hate him.
absolutely.
Specifically in the beginning. Oh my god, when he's just like, he's like, "Hey, Danny, how are you?"
I hate that face he made. He was like,
it's like the stereotypical white guy smile where he's just like,
I wanted to kill him. I want to kill their whole friend group. I hate all of them. They're so boring.
I mean, they got what they deserved then.
"They did."
Yeah. I thought I hated Mark, the one that pissed on the ancestral tree. Like I thought I hated him a lot more, but like second time around, I was kind of like Mark.
He was getting funny.
I know.
To be fair, I fell asleep halfway through, but him just like pissing on their sacred monument. I know he didn't know, but
He's like, "What? I don't
oh my
know."
god.
No, my favorite.
He annoys the hell out of me.
No, he's so obnoxious, but I think he resonates with me because like when they were all tripping, remember when he was like, guys, are you lying down? Guys, lie down.
Like, you have to lie down with me.
Like, there's another person.
He's like, I'm not ready to talk to a new person right now. It's like, that's me.
I think he's funny, but I absolutely would fight him.
Absolutely.
I think he would call me a slur. Like, I'm pretty sure.
I would have to agree with that. I think say certain homophobic things to me.
So do we think like would we like to punch Christian more or Mark more?
I
say Christian.
I say Christian.
But that's because he was like, he had responsibilities. He was the boyfriend. Mark was just like vibing. Like he didn't really owe anything to Danny, which he was still an asshole, but like.
Yeah.
Oh my God, when in that one scene when they're still like in their like hometown or whatever, and like the Christian was like, I invited Danny with us to go to Sweden, and he's just like
he was like
he said, what? And I was like,
No, dude, the scene where she confronts him after, and it's like that really long, like one take thing, and like he's like, I said sorry. And I'm like, no, you didn't, you asshole.
Without apologizing at all.
And then he flips it around, and then eventually, like, Danny apologizes to him. She's like, I'm sorry, no, I'm sorry, and stuff. I'm like, that is gaslighting at its finest.
Okay, so I watched this video that on YouTube, and it was like some psychologist man, and he was like, seeing it, like, let's unpack and talk about if, like, does Christian from Midsommar gaslight Danny? Does he? And then by the end of it, he was saying like, no, he doesn't, because he was saying that like he wasn't intending to manipulate her. Therefore, it wasn't like true gaslighting. I was like, so he's just a piece of shit is what I'm hearing.
How do we know his intentions? It's a movie.
He's just a dumbass.
Sure.
But I also kind of understand what he's saying. Like, there was no way Christian was smart enough to know what he was doing.
Yeah, no, that man he didn't have like a single intelligent thought going through his brain.
Yeah.
I don't remember at the beginning. Like, wasn't he planning on like breaking up with her like in like the first scene before? Like,
his friends were telling him that he should. But yeah.
And, like Mark, he was like, "This is abuse. This is like, what she's doing to you." And then I was like, "Okay, oh my God."
Like a mental illness, like I don't know. So I don't know. I personally feel like if we defined everything by like intent, like the intention, then like everyone would be like free. Like no one would get any blame for anything, you know? Because if he's like, well, I didn't mean to.
It's like when someone's like bigoted on the internet, like an influencer, and they're like, but it wasn't my intention. I'm like, but that's what you did. Yeah. Like, that's not part of the apology.
Yeah. So that's.
I guess maybe it is part, but like, you know what I mean.
Another character that I would personally like to punch in the face is Charlie from Hereditary. Just I don't know. He's a demon from hell. And her little, like, no.
Oh my God.
I will punch you if you do that to me in front of me.
Oh my, no, dude. The way that one scene where she's like, just cut this pigeon head, and I put it in my pocket, and then she's like gluing it to something at her desk, and she like touches the dirty dead pigeon head, bloody, disgusting, reaches over, grabs an M&M, pops it in her mouth. I was like,
I'm like, wash your hands.
You disgusting.
Dude, this is why I can't have children, is because when she died, I was like, are they not a little relieved that this bitch isn't going around collecting crow sets anymore?
Like, did they know she collected like dead animal parts? Like, that's what Jeffrey Dahmer did.
I can't imagine that was the first time. Like,
oh, absolutely not. Like this, I know she brought home like a dead rat, you know, and like kept it in her bed with her. Like, I know.
And also, like at the beginning, when like before they went to the funeral, like when like the dad's like, Charlie, why did you sleep in your tree house? That's my really bad dad. What was his accent?
I thought he was British for like half of the time.
Too. But maybe Australian. I can't really tell the difference.
I think it's like really, really New York.
Yo, the casting in Hereditary was so whack. Like the way that they wanted us to believe that Alex Wolff is related to Toni Collette.
He was like fully like not related.
It's like what? But that makes me happy though, because I'm like they definitely like he auditioned and they were like he's so good we have to cast him. So like that's nice. But I was also like, what is this family? What are we like? What is the implication? Is he adopted? Like,
Did Tony have an affair?
did Miss Tony? No, yeah. I think somebody I would like to punch from Hereditary is Joan. Like solely, okay, even aside from the cult shit. Dude, the scene where Tony Collette is like having a breakdown and she's like, I'm not gonna go to the support group tonight. Like, no, she tries to drive away and Joan stops her car and like makes her have a conversation with
And I
her.
was like, wait, come here.
The way I would run her I would absolutely not speak to
Yeah.
some random woman.
I'd back over her foot. I don't care. You're not making me go to this.
I was like, and then no, my favorite, no, oh my God, I hate Joan. Because like even like cult shit aside, like that's also a thing that we have to talk about. But like just as a the way that she's like, no, she's like, no, my child died, my child, and I was like, okay, she's trying to leave, okay, she's trying to go.
Also, like, what? I don't have the answer to this. Like, to what extent was she faking? Like, do you think her grandson and her son really did they drown? Is that what she said?
Mhm.
Did they really do that? And she was like contacting her son, or was it like?
In my
fake?
opinion, I think she was faking everything.
Okay.
I truly think she was faking everything. I think she probably got one of her like demon friends to say it was like her grandson Louis.
Mhm.
Like they text.
Love you, Grandma. Like,
Hey Payman, can you say I love you, Grandma on the chalkboard? Thanks.
thank you.
And it was like, yeah, I was like, I truly think she was like faking it from the beginning because like the way that like everything was like meticulously like planned out. So like,
Mhm.
like the climax when they find everything like in the attic, like
Mhm.
everything just falls into place.
No, yeah. I
Oh,
think
okay.
like, dude, the logistics of that, like how did they get her body up there? Like when did they have the time?
Yeah, did they have a house key? Like,
I think about this, I'm like, what?
They have the power of payment.
I mean, like, did it float?
Oh, maybe they just push her upwards and she flies into the
Mhm.
attic. I don't know. No, okay, I'm sensing a parallel because okay, so like the whole like Joan like being like, no, my kid died, Mike or whatever, like whatever.
Mhm.
And I think that also it like lines up with how is his name Pele? Pele?
Mhm.
In Midsummer, because of like that one scene where Danny's like, yo, I gotta dip, like I can't be here after like the old people killed themselves. And Pele's like, no. He's like, no, my parents died, my parents. And I was like, leave her alone. She doesn't give a
Fully like having like a panic attack, like
Mhm.
full on like anxiety. He's like, wait, no, my parents, but my
He's
parents.
like, I understand I'm an orphan. I am an orphan. I was like, Pele, keep that shit to yourself, okay, bro? Like,
Can we add him to the list of like people we would punch? Because
yes.
he
I think-
comes off like so caring, so nice. But like this man is just exploiting Danny's trauma and is like, you know what? Come to my cult because I see you're vulnerable. Like, you
Mhm.
asshole.
The first scene that we meet him, he's like that.
Yeah. He gives me like the vibes of like nice guy vibes where they're
Mhm.
like I'm just like such a nice guy, like here I drew a picture of you for your birthday because your boyfriend forgot, and I'm just like F off Pele, like no one likes you. I was just so mad at him, and like he like emotionally cheats and is like encouraging that with Danny.
Mhm.
I was like, what?
And like he fully like kisses her after she wins like the May Queen.
Yeah, he was like
Forgot about that.
like fully kissed her, like it wasn't like a like you won, mwah. It was like I am romantically kissing you right now. It was absurd.
Do you
Yeah.
think I like I think about this so much. What do you think she did like after she won? You think she just stayed in the cult forever? Because they probably would have killed her if she left.
I was thinking about that. Yeah, I think she stayed in the cult.
Yeah, because like she was like all smiling and shit after, so I think
She's
she like
Mhm.
crazy and just like decided to stay.
Yeah. Do you think she like ended up with Pele? Because I think she did.
I think she did. I think she would too.
Oh my God, yeah.
Honestly, not gonna lie, Pele's kind of attractive.
Yeah. You're
Oh,
right.
really? Okay. I don't know. Sorry.
Hey, that is my opinion. So starting to wrap things up together, we decided just last minute to do a quiz on how we would die in Hereditary. So do we all have the thing up, guys?
Yep. Okay. So first one, we have your friend reveals that they can talk to the dead. Do you join them in a seance? Our options are yes, why not? Couldn't hurt, or no, I don't mess with demons.
I know how it ends. Okay, I know that like the answer should be no, but I would probably do it.
I know.
I would 100% do it. Yeah.
I don't know that
So imagine we just all immediately die.
I'm gonna say no. I think I'm a little scared. Ooh, the next is we got some scary movies to pick from. We have The Grudge, It, Scream, and The Exorcist. I don't think I've watched any of those.
Me either. Just from what I know, I would say Scream.
I think I would say Scream too. I love Scream. It's like one of my favorites. I haven't seen The Grudge or The Exorcist though.
I think I've seen bits of The Grudge, I'm pretty sure. So I'm gonna say The Grudge. Amazing. What's the next?
Your partner thinks your house is haunted. Do you believe them? Yes. Absolutely.
I don't even know. Yeah, absolutely. We're moving. If someone says something's haunted, we're moving.
Can we just talk about for a second the gaslighting in all these haunted house movies? These poor women telling their husbands that they think the house is haunted, and the husband's like, "No, you're crazy. Stay away from the kids." That happens like in every single haunted house movie or anything like that.
That's true. It's always the woman the wife rather, that figures it out, and then no one believes her, and then someone dies, and then they believe her.
Yo, that's so shitty. Okay. Will, read the next question.
What creeps you out the most? Things that go bump in the night, large groups of insects, and demon and ghost stories.
I thought it said large groups of incest.
Oh, that one. Absolutely. Large group of incest.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna say things that go bump in the night.
Me too. That freaks me out.
That could be like a murderer.
No, yeah. I automatically assume that it's a murderer, regardless of what it is. So if you were to direct your own horror movie, what genre would you make it? Horror comedy, highbrow, artistic horror, teen horror, or classic horror?
I think like I'm thinking like scary movie. I'd go horror comedy.
I know. I thought you would say that. I would be an asshole and do an artistic horror.
That you're gonna do that one too.
I would do that too. I just want to be like.
I just want to be such a jerk and be so pretentious. The screenshot they used for the next question.
Stop.
Oh my
God.
God.
Okay, it's from the scene in Hereditary where he like bashes his face into his desk and then he like wakes up from it and starts screaming.
So choose an after school activity to participate in. We have art club, debate team, sports, SAT prep class. I'd say art club.
Me too.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
Out of all of those, not really my thing. I don't think I'm good at art, but sick. Are you an emotional person or calmer in nature? Well,
I said emotional.
Emotional, of course.
Emotional.
Yeah. So we're on the last question. Will, do you want to read it?
Yeah. You're cleaning out the attic and come across some old things. What interests you the most? Old jewelry, an old diary, an old novel, or an old guitar?
I'm going with an old diary because I'm nosy.
I'm gonna say
too.
I would old guitar. Okay.
I think
calculating results.
Let me know if you live.
I'll be an old diary. I like knowing the
I like the diary one, except like I'm scared that it's gonna be some like haunted shit. So I'm just gonna pick a guitar and like not deal with it.
Yeah, you were probably right.
I didn't live. I'll just tell you that.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Okay, who wants to go first?
I got death by decapitation.
Wow.
The caption is 1 minute you're thinking about how nice it is to have a head, and the next minute you don't even have a head to think about. Hereditary has a few choice decapitations, so let's just say yours gets taken off due to an unfortunate telephone pole incident.
Whoa.
Which one
would you prefer? Toni Collette decapitation or Charlie decapitation?
Oh. I would say Charlie decapitation. It's quick and easy. I don't want to do any of like the
no.
Like, I don't want no dental floss around my neck. Like that seems like too much time and effort.
Mm-hmm.
So
Laura.
Charlie decapitation, instant, done.
Amazing. Laura, what was yours?
I got demonic possession.
Me too. Oh my gosh,
Aw.
twinsies.
It said you, and we chose like opposite answers.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd be the victim of demonic possession. You might be possessed and forced to harm yourself, or you might be killed and have your soul booted out for good. Either way, yikes.
Oh, okay. So we're referring to like when Charlie goes inside of Annie, or when Payman goes in, or yeah, Payman goes inside of Peter. Which one are you, do you think?
I think I'd prefer to be when Charlie goes inside of Annie, just because I don't know. She like it's not like a permanent thing. She's not like using her body for the rest of time or the foreseeable future. I don't know how long they planned on using Peter's body, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think I'd rather have that and then die than have my body just be used forever. So, what would you prefer?
Well, I'm actually thinking because like I guess Annie's possessed through that whole time when she's like swimming around, right?
Hmm.
Oh, so then therefore you die via floss. So maybe you just want to be Peter and like just fall out the window. I'm
That's true.
gone. They can enter my body, do whatever they want. Just a body, just vibes.
Just bye.
Straight up vibing.
But yeah, um, I guess like final thoughts. Which one is your favorite? Hereditary or Midsummer?
I'm gonna say Midsummer, but I knew that beforehand. Like I
Mm,
just like the visuals and the aesthetic and shit.
I
I
was
th-
hoping that the podcast would help me choose.
I
But
know. I still feel the same.
I just love both of them. I really do.
I like. I think I appreciate Hereditary more.
Mm,
I think as an actor and a horror movie lover, I would say Hereditary. But like,
Yeah.
I feel like if I was like a film hoe, like a film like art hoe, I would probably choose Midsummer.
No, yeah, that's how I feel. I just think like I don't know. There's just like so much to unpack there in terms of like the acting and like
Mhm.
I think I what I like about Hereditary more is like the relationships between every single character. Like I just appreciated that a lot. But yeah, cool. So we're like all on like kind of different places on that.
yeah.
Amazing. But I
So, do we
Sick.
have any, like your favorite scene from either movie or both movies? Favorite?
oh
Oh, I have to
um
think about this.
I think
yeah.
I think I would have to say 100% the dinner scene monologue in Hereditary.
No, yeah, that one's a good
I
one.
have it memorized in my
I
brain.
know.
We love that.
Will can literally just do it on the spot. Amazing.
I think you've performed it for me twice, and
Don't
I
Amazing.
just really enjoy it.
Yeah.
don't you swear at me, you little shit. Don't you ever raise your voice at me. Do you understand? All I do is work. You guys. I won't.
Yeah, it just lives in your brain. Amazing. I think
We're just sitting there like,
there's like no, I think my favorite scene is it's like hard to say favorites. Just be I really like when Annie goes to like the grief counseling or whatever support group in her like monologue there. I think is really cool. I also just like the whole ending of Hereditary. It just feels it's such a satisfying like the realization of everything. That whole ending sequence is like I think a lot I like it's a lot more satisfying to me than this I don't know actually. I don't know what I'm saying. But I think favorite midsummer scene probably I just love the when he discovers the pube in his food. Like I just it really like, sends me to some like other planet on it. Like I love that scene
So much
so
more
much.
like opportunity for comedy in Midsummer. I noticed too.
No, yeah, it's Midsummer's funny. Like Jack being or is this what's his name? Yo, bro, is that a pube? And then he's like, no, it's a hair. And he's like, yeah, a pubic hair.
he's right too. Like that
It's
man knows his
yes,
shit.
sir. Yeah, he does not hesitate. I love it. But yeah, what's yours, Laura?
Oh God, I think I think my favorite for like funny purposes. I'm just gonna do it from Midsummer because I think I agree with the Hereditary ones. Is when he pisses on the ancestral tree,
Yes.
and like yeah, he's like he's just I don't know what the word is for that. He's just like pissing on a sacred monument, but like vandalism. I don't know. It feels like blasphemy, but that's not it. But anyway, I like that one.
Away.
And then I also like the one at the very end. I didn't get to rewatch it this time, and last time it made me sick, but I feel like I'd have a new appreciation for it when they're in that like big yellow thing, the triangle. What's it called?
The pyramid.
Temple. I don't know.
But like, is there a name for it? Like the building?
No, they just kind of said it was like a sacred temple, whatever.
Okay. And then you like see where all of the like the torture that all these like people have undergone, and like, yeah, you knew they were dead, like it was suspicious, but then you see all of them and they all burn, and the guys in like
Like, we
the
didn't-
bear. It's
yeah,
like,
No, yeah,
oh,
and
I love that one.
no, I love the ending part where they're all like screaming and like, because like that's some drama kid shit. Like all of the people like in the cult like doing the emotion and like while everything's burning up, they're like screaming and like in pain.
Oh,
And
that's
then you
literally
see
like an acting exercise that we do.
no, like dead ass, like it's so funny. And then yeah, Danny smiling, of course, is iconic. Like at the very end.
Mhm. Cool. So are we ready to like wrap it up?
Yeah. So this has been our Halloween episode. Woo! Thanks for coming on, Will.
Thank you for you guys so much for having me.
This is only our second guest episode, but third guest.
Yeah.
I
Amazing.
feel very honored. Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm so happy.
Thank you for coming.
Course. Thank you.
So I forgot to introduce you in the beginning.
That's so funny.
Very excited about my fit check.
I know we were so hyped for that. But yeah, let's plug our shit. Ooh.
Okay, so we have obviously our podcast account at Two Bad Decisions Pod, and then our shop account, which you're probably sick of hearing about by now, at Shop Two Bad Decisions. And then we have our resource list as always in the description. And I think we're good. So thanks to everyone for listening. Bye.
Bye.